Most people think mental strength comes from big, heroic moments. It doesn't. It comes from something far smaller and far quieter. Here's the real pattern most people never notice. Mental toughness is built in the moments no one sees. The decisions you make when your room is silent. The thoughts you choose when your mind is loud. The split second where you could break, but don't. Think about the people you admire. The ones who stay calm when everything around them is falling apart. We look at them and assume they were born different. But they weren't. They just repeat tiny habits that most people ignore. Habits that quietly compound into resilience, discipline, and emotional control. And today, you're going to learn 15 of those habits. They don't require talent, they don't require perfect conditions, and they don't take hours. But if you practice them consistently, they can make you mentally unshakable. Starting today, starting now, let's dive in. Habit 1. The 2-minute rule for difficult emotions. When a strong emotion hits, most people suppress it or get swept away by it. Mentally strong people do something different. They pause. The habit is simple. When you feel anger, anxiety, or sadness, take 2 minutes before reacting. Do not text, post, or make decisions. Just acknowledge what you are feeling without judgment. Say to yourself, I'm feeling anger, or this is anxiety, or I'm feeling sad. Naming the emotion helps you create space from it. Emotions rise, peak, and fall like waves. If you react at the peak, you often regret it. If you pause, you respond with clarity instead of chaos. This is not suppression. It is giving yourself room to choose your response. In that small space lives your power. 2 minutes is all it takes to shift from reactive to intentional. Before we continue, I should mention something. A lot of the ideas in this video come from books that genuinely changed how I think about discipline and resilience. If you ever want to explore them yourself, I link the ones I've personally read in the description. Habit 2. Keep a proof list. Your brain naturally remembers failures more clearly than successes, which fuels self-doubt. Mentally strong people counter this with a simple tool, a proof list. At the end of each week, write down 3 things you handled well. They do not need to be big. Maybe you faced a difficult conversation, stayed calm under criticism, showed up when you did not feel like it, or asked for help when you needed it. Write them down and keep the list somewhere easy to revisit. When self-doubt appears, this becomes your evidence. You are not guessing that you are capable. You have proof of your resilience. Over time, the list grows, and so does your confidence. You start to see patterns. You realize you have faced hard things before and made it through. If you did it then, you can do it now. Habit 3. The not yet mindset. Replace I can't with I can't yet. This 3-letter word changes everything. It transforms a fixed statement into a growth trajectory. It acknowledges your current limitations while keeping the door open for future possibilities. Can't run a mile, can't yet, don't understand that skill, don't yet, haven't overcome that fear, haven't yet. This tiny linguistic shift rewires your brain from helplessness to potential. Habit 4. Practice strategic ignorance. Not everything deserves your mental energy. In a world full of noise and opinions, mentally strong people choose what to let in and what to ignore. Each day, decide what is not worth your attention. Ignore the comparison traps on social media. Ignore gossip that adds nothing to your life. Ignore opinions from people who are not walking your path. This is not about being closed-minded. It is about protecting your mental real estate. Your mind is valuable space. You would not let strangers rearrange your home, so do not let random negativity or information rearrange your peace. Ask yourself, does this help me grow, serve others, or move me toward my goals? If not, it does not need space in your head. Mentally strong people curate their inputs. They filter. They create boundaries around their attention. Your focus is your most valuable resource. Guard it well. Habit 5. The 5-minute morning silence. Before you check your phone, before you talk to anyone, sit in silence for 5 minutes. No meditation app required, just you and the quiet. This habit trains your mind to be comfortable with stillness. It teaches you that you don't need constant stimulation, that silence isn't something to fear or fill, but something to befriend. Those 5 minutes set the tone for your entire day. They remind you that you're in control, not your notifications. Habit 6. Ask, what can I control? When stress hits, mentally strong people ask one question: what can I actually control here? This question shifts your focus from helplessness to action. You cannot control traffic, but you can control your reaction, your breathing, and how you use the time. You cannot control what others think, but you can control how much power you give their opinions. You cannot control outcomes, but you can control your preparation, your effort, and how you show up. This habit takes seconds, yet it immediately redirects your energy toward agency. Instead of spiraling about everything that might go wrong, you ground yourself in what you can actually influence. Most of life is outside your control. Your response is not. Your attitude is not. Your next step is not. Focus on what is yours. That is where your power lives. Habit 7. Celebrate small wins intentionally. Don't wait for the big victories to acknowledge your progress. Mentally unshakable people celebrate the tiny wins. Finish that task you've been avoiding? Take a moment. Acknowledged your growth. Spoke up when it was uncomfortable? Recognize it. The habit. When something goes right, no matter how small, pause for 5 seconds and say, I did that. Let yourself feel it. This trains your brain to recognize progress, which builds momentum. Habit 8. The reality check. Question. When anxiety or catastrophic thinking starts, ask yourself, is this a fact or a fear? Most mental suffering comes from treating fears as if they are facts. Thoughts like, they hate me, I'll fail, or this will never get better, are fears, not truths. Your anxious mind is a storyteller, and it often writes worst-case scenarios. Predictions are not reality. When you feel yourself spiraling, pause and ask, what do I actually know for sure? Strip away assumptions and focus on what is objectively true in this moment. The fact might be that someone has not replied yet. The fear is that they're upset. The fact might be that you're facing a challenge. The fear is that failure defines you. The fact might be that you're struggling. The fear is that it will always be this way. This simple question separates reality from imagination. It grounds you in the present instead of the catastrophic future your anxiety creates. Facts can be addressed. Fears keep you stuck. Learning the difference is the beginning of mental clarity. Habit 9. Practice the pause before the praise. When someone compliments you, don't immediately deflect or downplay it. Pause, take a breath, say thank you. This tiny habit teaches you to receive positivity instead of batting it away. It rewires the belief that you don't deserve recognition. Mentally strong people aren't arrogant, but they also don't shrink from acknowledgement. Habit 10. The Sunday reset ritual. Once a week, take 15 minutes to reset mentally. Reflect on the past week without judgment. What went well? What challenged you? What do you want to do differently? This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. Mentally unshakable people don't just live on autopilot. They regularly check in with themselves, adjust course, and move forward with intention. Habit 11. Limit should language. Pay attention to how often you use the word should. I should be further ahead. I should be happier. I should be better at this. Every should creates a gap between who you are and some imagined ideal. That gap breeds shame, comparison, and the feeling that you're constantly falling short. Should implies obligation without choice, as if there's one right way to live and you're failing at it. Replace should with words that give you agency, like could or choose to. I could approach this differently. I choose to improve this. This small shift moves you from pressure to possibility. Should closes doors. Could opens them. So when you catch yourself using should, pause and reframe. Your language shapes your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately your actions. Change the words, and you change the direction of your life. Habit 12. The gratitude. Glance. Before bed, take 30 seconds to mentally note 3 things that happened that day that you're grateful for. Not big things, tiny things. A good conversation, a moment of laughter, the comfort of your bed. This habit doesn't dismiss your struggles, it trains your brain to also notice the good. Balance is what creates resilience. Habit. 13. Practice strategic discomfort. Once a day, do something that makes you slightly uncomfortable. Not dangerous, just outside your usual patterns. Say no when you would normally say yes. Speak up instead of staying silent. Try something new instead of choosing the familiar. Ask for what you need instead of holding it in. Comfort shrinks your world. Discomfort expands it. These small, controlled moments of challenge act like mental vaccines. They build your tolerance for uncertainty and remind you that discomfort is not danger. It is simply discomfort. Just like training a muscle, you start small and build gradually. One small act of courage per day. One moment of choosing growth over ease. One step into uncertainty. Over time, these choices compound. Your confidence grows, your fear shrinks, and you begin to uncover the stronger version of yourself that was always there. Habit. 14. The future me check. Before making a decision, ask, will future me thank me for this? Should you have that difficult conversation? Future you says yes. Should you skip the workout? Future you says no. Should you invest in that skill? Future you is grateful. This habit creates immediate accountability and helps you make choices aligned with who you're becoming, not just how you feel right now. Habit 15, end each day with one win. Before you sleep, identify one win from your day. Just one. Maybe you were patient. Maybe you tried something new. Maybe you simply got through a tough day. This habit ensures you never go to bed feeling like a failure. It trains your mind to search for evidence of your strength, not just your struggles. Mental resilience isn't built in the absence of hardship. It's built in how you show up during it. Being mentally unshakable does not mean you never struggle. It means that when you do struggle, you have habits that steady you. You have roots that keep you grounded when life shakes the branches. These 15 habits are simple, but they require consistency. You will have days when you slip, react too quickly, or fall back into old patterns. That is not failure. That is being human. Mental strength is not about perfection. It is about what you choose after you stumble. The people who become unshakable are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who keep starting again. So do not try to adopt all 15 habits at once. Start with one, the one that speaks to where you are right now. Practice it until it becomes automatic. Then add another and another. Transformation happens through small actions repeated over time. One habit a month becomes 12 tools in a year, 24 in 2. This is how resilience is built. Quietly, steadily, by ordinary people who decide they are worth the effort. And you are worth the effort. You are worth the patience, the grace, and the commitment it takes to grow. Your peace is worth protecting. Your resilience is worth developing, not for what it gets you, but for who it helps you become. The journey to being unshakable starts with a single choice: to begin. Not tomorrow, not when life feels easier, but now. There will never be a perfect moment, but you can choose to move forward anyway. Pick your first habit, take the first step, celebrate the small wins, learn from the setbacks, keep going even when progress feels slow. And watch how you change. Watch how challenges shrink, how confidence grows, and how you stop breaking under pressure and start rising to meet it. The strongest version of you is not far away. It is built through these tiny daily choices. 6 months from now, you will be grateful you started today. So start today, one tiny habit at a time. Go become unshakable. You are more capable than you think.